Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. See, I'm saying good evening. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you all this afternoon. You are welcome to another session on Top Club, and this is our monthly session where we uh, educate young people on how to live purposeful and intentional lives. So, I want to be sure if everyone can hear me this afternoon. If you can hear me, if you can see me, just let me know in the comment section so that we can get started right away. So this afternoon we'll be talking about uh, developing yourself for the fulfillment of purpose. Okay, developing yourself for the fulfillment of purpose. Uh, last month we talked about how you can discover your purpose, but beyond discovering your purpose, you must learn how you can develop yourself. Okay, uh, every one of us, we have something the world needs. We have potential inside of us. God created us with so much. But it's not just to know what you are created with or what you have within you. You have to learn how you can develop those things to fulfill what God has called you into. Okay, and that's what we'll be sharing this afternoon. You'll be learning the specific way, the strategies that you will need, okay, to develop yourself to fulfill the purpose God has called you to fulfill on earth. So if you can hear me, if you can see me, let me know in the comments section. Just our speaker is ready. We are having the amazing Juliet Ike, a wonderful friend and someone I respect so much and and value. She's here to share with us from her wealth of knowledge. I shared her profile already on the group, okay? But I'll just give a brief introduction before I welcome her to share another with us. Okay, Bello Abisola is saying she can. I can hear you, Claire. Thank you very much. That's great. Thank you very much. All right, so Juliet Ike is a talent developer, a coach, and manager with the goal to train, coach, and empower creatives with the right knowledge, tools and resources they need to put their talent and skills into effective use. Okay, she's the founder of Best Africa, and it's a community that also develop young people, develop youths to do great things with their life. Okay, and she's here this afternoon, and she'll be sharing from a wealth of knowledge. Don't forget the most important discovery of your life is the discovery of purpose. Okay, God has placed inside you something unique. All right. And I've had many people say, I can sing, other people can sing. I can dance, other people can dance. I can write, other people can write. So that's not enough to make you think that your talent is invaluable or what you have is invaluable. Okay. I do tell people that you must be aware that you are rare. There are people that can do the things you do, but none can do it exactly like you. And that's what makes you unique. So you must learn how you can develop that uniqueness, that unique thing you have, okay, and make sure you use it to fulfill the purpose God has created you to fulfill. So I'll be welcoming okay, Gumisola is saying good afternoon, sir. Great, thank you very much, Gumisola. So I'll be welcoming our speaker for this afternoon, and just give her a round of applause as I welcome her. Good afternoon, Juliet. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon. Can you all
Thanks.
hear me?
We can hear you clearly. Thanks for coming on board. I really appreciate it. Thanks. I know you're very busy, okay? For taking time out of your busy schedule to come speak to us this afternoon. I do not take it for granted. Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So
Thank you for having me.
yeah, so I've already shared a brief introduction about you, and I've shared in our group already. So we can't wait to hear from you. So just take the floor.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I believe that you can hear me. Um, I believe that you can see me as well. In case you cannot, you can always let me know. All right. So my name is Juliet Ike. I am a talent developer, a coach, and a manager. You can see from my t-shirt it says Territory Taker Media and Entertainment, and that's because I am very, very passionate about the media and entertainment space. So first off, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much, Mordecai, for the amazing things that you're doing for youth, for young persons. I see how much you've put into things on purpose. I see how much you've done, with model codes and so many other things that you're doing. So well done, and kudos to all the things that you're doing. Also, thank you for having me here. Anytime that I get the opportunity to speak to young persons, I always count it as a privilege and an honor. To be honest, I really did not have someone who actually, shared some vital things I needed to know when I was just starting out or even when I was younger. So each time that I get the opportunity to speak to young persons, I am very, very intentional about it. I see myself very privileged. And that's because I want you to take everything I'm going to say to you as something that your life depends on it, because I didn't get this opportunity. I just had people just share like regular stuff to me. But then if I had someone that came to like share deep things or have, let me say, share things that are deeply rooted in purpose, in pursuit, in living out, your life and all of that, I would really have, it would have helped me a lot. But I really did not have somebody that spoke on that. So each time that I get the opportunity, I try to like share the things that I know so passionately, because I want you to see the passion inside of me. I want you to see that I am not just talking. I am not just here because I just want to talk. Like I could be somewhere else doing something else, but Monica has, told me to come here, and it's for a purpose. So if I am sharing all of these things, you should know that I am not just here because I just want to talk. I am here because I see the need to talk to younger persons like myself. I want you to look back at your life when you are this age or at this level that I am in, and you would have, done so many things. Why? Because I am going to share with you my mistakes, my successes, my story to inspire you so that you can believe in yourself and come to that point that you begin to live intentionally. All right. And thank God, this is one of the things that, sense of purpose is for, trying to teach you your purpose, trying to let you see the need to discover, to build, to deploy the skills and the talents that you have so that you can live the life that you will be proud of, so that you can live the life that God has, sent you on earth to live. Because for everybody that is on earth, there's a purpose to why we are on earth. We didn't just appear here because we just want to. God sent us specifically for something on earth. And if you're here, you're still wondering, you don't know what your purpose is. I'm just going to simplify it this way. Your purpose is that is to know God and to make Him known. That's your purpose. Every other thing that you discover outside of these things are just parameters to living out this purpose. And that's why, regardless of which sector you find yourself, or which platform, or wherever you find yourself, to let the people that you are reaching out to, or the people that you are impacting, or the people that you are influencing with your lifestyle or whatever thing that you're doing, let them see through that you are living it out for God and not just for yourself. All right. So today I have been asked to talk to you about developing yourself for the fulfillment of purpose. Developing yourself for the fulfillment of purpose. Somehow, while I was preparing for this, I realized that it kind of had like a connection with one of the things that I intend to share with some secondary school students this Thursday and Friday. And what is that? It's about how to deploy your talents, for global relevance. And I feel like there's kind of a bit of a connection between it, because if you have discovered something, like Mordecai said, he said you guys have they've taught you on how to discover your purpose. So it's not enough for you to have discovered your purpose. It's not enough for you to have discovered your talents. All right. It's important that you come to that point where you can deploy these things, or you can put into use this thing that you have been able to uncover to effective use. So I'm going to try and link it together with how you can thank you so much. I can see you, Rebecca. So I'm going to talk about how you can deploy the things that you have learned into living out a life of global relevance. All right. So this is developing yourself for the fulfillment of purpose. So let me start first by defining what developing is. Developing is simply a consistent effort to improve on something. Again, developing is a consistent effort to improve on something. Unlike, let me give you this example. There is this popular saying that I usually tell people. I say success is a journey, it's not a destination. All right. If you have this mindset of what success is in your head, you would not say, "Oh, if I just get a house, I am successful, or I have achieved everything." No, it's beyond that. And that's why man as himself has a quest to constantly improve on what he or she knows. So you probably, maybe you're in your secondary school years, some of you, maybe you just wrote jam or WAEC, or you're about to. I don't know actually if they've written this year, so please forgive me. So maybe you just finished your secondary school, or you are in maybe SS classes and all of that. And in your mind, you're like, once I just finish secondary school, I am successful. And that can be right because of the knowledge that you have at this time. But trust me, once you get admission into the university, you will still tell yourself that you're successful. Once you now, move from 100 level to 200 to 300 to 400 to 500, depending on how many years your course is, and you eventually graduate from the university, you would say you are successful. And maybe you now move from there, you go for your youth service, you go for you after your youth service, you get a job. You say you are successful. So you can see that all through this process, the definition of success to you is going to change. It's not going to be the same thing. And that's why success is a journey, it's not a destination. You don't say, "Oh, if I have 10 billion naira now, I am the most successful person on earth." It's a lie, because there's somebody that has 10 billion naira and even more, and the person to himself does not feel he is successful. And that's why you should always learn to define success based on the constant improvement, or moving from where you are to the next stage of your life on a personal level, not on what people say. Somebody can tell you, because you don't have a car, you are not successful. It's a lie. Is not something for you to waste success on. So that's why you should constantly improve on the person that you used to be. By you constantly improving on that, you are beginning to work towards fulfillment and living a successful life. All right. So, um, success is not a destination; it is a journey, and this journey is what we call development. Is what we call constant improvement, constant reinvention, constant investment in yourself. Is what we call development. Meaning you are making efforts to improve on who you used to be, to improve on yourself psychologically, mentally, physically, every area of your life. That means you are developing. So now that we have defined what developing, or let me say development of self is, how then do we develop ourselves to the fulfillment of purpose? So I said something earlier that purpose is your purpose in life is to know Christ and to make him known. All right. Now this thing can become is to you, you can say this is ambiguous. What does it mean that I need to know Christ and make him known? It's just the way you constantly have to delve deeper into some things that you have known, so that you can, start working in the realization of it and not just live on the surface or the base level of that thing. All right. So when I say your purpose in life is to know Christ and to make him known, I am telling you that if you know Christ and to make him known, if this is what is in your head about life generally, it would help you to improve on other areas of your life. All right. I used to tell myself something, I used to tell people something, that for me, Juliet Ike, I don't know of any other person, but I must live a balanced life. What does a balanced life is? To me, a balanced life is I am succeeding in every area of my life. So I'm not just going to be a successful career woman. I am also going to be successful in my business, in my health, in my family, in my relationship with people, in every area of my life. That is the way I envision myself. And because that is the way I envision myself, I try as much as possible to improve on all area of my life. So I'm not just running and saying, "Oh, I want to become a career person." No, I'm also trying to improve on my psychology. I'm trying to improve on my mental health. I'm trying to improve on my business. I'm trying to improve what I know on finances. Why? Because I want to ensure that every area of my life is balanced. And this is the way you should approach developing yourself to living a fulfilled life, or to fulfillment of purpose. So it is you constantly investing in yourself, that every stages of your life you are fulfilling purpose. And in you fulfilling purpose means you know Christ, and you are making him known in every area of your life. There's sometimes that you see some people, for instance, let me give a typical example, and this is no shade to anybody. So you know some pastors that, this pastor is very anointed. In fact, when he preaches, you can attest that this one God called him. And you look at their family, you see that their children are going wayward. I mean, and you're wondering, why? Why is it like that? I am not trying to judge anybody, but trust me that sometimes, just sometimes, it could be that that pastor has paid so much attention to just God's work, that's ministry, forgetting the place of his family. And I've seen it's very evident. This man is a missionary, he's traveling all over the world, he's doing so, he's hosting crusades, he's doing so many things. Meanwhile, he's not paying so much attention to his family because there's a saying that if I take care of God's business, he's going to take care of my business. Meanwhile, but you're forsaking the fact that even though God has given you the grace to carry on this ministry, He has also given you the capacity to walk into it. So if you don't come to that consciousness to understand that none of the areas of my life should fail because I am in ministry, and by you realizing or saying this into yourself, is also you is going to instigate or make you to constantly put in effort in other area of your life. So you're not just going to succeed in ministry, you're also going to succeed in family. Sometimes you see these ministers of God or these pastors, their family is not balanced. Like their wives, if you have a conversation with their wives and they tell you what they are going through in their family, and no, it's not because the man is wicked. It's just that there are some things that wisdom. It just requires you to have the wisdom of God, or for you to acknowledge that there is wisdom for you to walk and live a complete life. That is the way God made everybody to be. God didn't say one must suffer. Why is one suffering? Why do you want one aspect of your life to suffer? So you must learn how to create that balance. And in creating that balance is where development comes. Everything might not be balanced at once. All right. So it's something that you constantly have to do. So you have to constantly reinvent yourself, constantly invest and be intentional. Telling yourself, I must improve on these things. I am not going to be so passionate and broke. No. Why? Why would you be so passionate and you are broke? Why would you do that? All right. So the same effort that you are putting into your career, into your business, put that same effort into understanding what money is, understanding how to improve on your finances, understanding how to relate better with people. You see some CEOs, they don't know how to treat people. They talk to people rudely. They just talk to people anyhow. Why? Because I'm CEO. Meanwhile, it's not enough. You need to come to that point where your life is in total, like you have the control over your emotions. You have the control over the things that you do, how you treat people, how you relate with people, how you talk to people. Am I saying that everything will be perfect? No, there might be flaws, but let it be that you are improving on yourself, and that is what development is. Constant improvement, constant investment, constant reinvention of yourself. All right. What I would say, it is the constant improvement on oneself. It is what we equate as progress. When you are constantly improving on yourself, that is when progress comes. That is when growth comes. Growth does not happen overnight. In biology, normally, like even though you are malnutrited, you will still grow. I don't know if that makes sense. Like by 20, if you are malnutrited all through 2023 and you get malnutrited to 2024, your age will definitely increase. All right, that is biological growth. And even at some point, you might be going through some health crisis. All right, but then in growth, in social growth or development, it is not same. You cannot say, "Oh, I'm just going to wait until everything is fine. Then I would have grown." It's a lie. Every day of your life, you should come to that point where you constantly invest in your growth. So you're telling yourself every day, there's no day that will pass without me reading a book. There's no day that will pass without me taking a course. There's no day that will pass without me studying. That is constant re-improvement. So constant investment, Constant development of oneself is you putting in effort every single moment that you find. So every single moment, I'm talking about time. Every single moment, I'm talking about the seconds, the minutes, the hour. Some of you, when maybe you're in secondary school and by the end of a term, you go on holiday. All through that holiday period, you will never open your book. Why? Because you feel, oh, we're not writing exams. That's just a that's the way people, low-minded people think. If you are someone with a vision, with a direction, someone who understands purpose, you will know that whether or not I am in school, I am supposed to be studying. And no, not just educational books. Read books that would transform your life. Read books that would change your mindset. Read books on mental development, emotional intelligence. You see, so many teenagers, they don't have emotional intelligence. They're seeing someone that they have tendencies of being prey to the person. But because they don't have emotional intelligence, they will fall for that person. They're seeing someone that, this person can molest me if you're a girl. I mean, sometimes you will even know, like, this person is someone that would hurt me. This person is someone that would molest me or would do something bad to me. But you just go ahead and, like, nothing is wrong. He's still an adult. No, you're going to fall prey of that person. But if you have been pre-informed and you know what emotional intelligence is, and you know what mindset, rebuilding your mindset is, at that point you will know that the next thing you should do is to run. There's so many broken teenagers. Like, I'm not even broken. And these are the people that in turn they grow to become adults. And no, they did not grow intentionally. They just grew in the biological clock. Because your growth is not I am 12 years old today. Next year I'll be 13. That is not growth. When it comes to social growth or intentional growth or developing yourself, it is your mindset has improved, your health, not just your health, your mindset has improved greatly. That is growth. And it has reflected in all the things that you do. So if you have the right mindset, it's going to reflect in how you treat people, it's going to reflect in how you take studies, it's going to reflect in how you relate with people. It's going to reflect that as a lady, you don't have anything doing in a boy's house at 10 p.m. It's going to reflect in every area of your life. That is constant development. That is growth in its real sense, not the I am 12 years old today or I am 15 today, I'll be 16 next year. That is not growth because up to that period, there are so many things that would have changed that is supposed to have changed, but did not change because you did not invest in yourself. So you need to come to that point where you are constantly investing in yourself. And how do you invest in yourself? Mentally, spiritually, physically. See, if you are a teenager and you're listening to me, this is the right time for you to lay the foundation of your life. I did not have this opportunity. I just had people that I was just looking up to and like, oh, I cannot be like this person. I can be like this person. But if I had started reading books, transformational books right from my teenage years, do you think I'll be here? I know that I am not saying this because I am in a bad state, no. But I know how much I would have grown mentally, how I would have grown socially. There's some times, some years back, I had like I had some series of emotional instabilities from my childhood and traumas. It took me a while to get over them. But if I was pre-informed, like I knew this thing better, some of these incidences that led to this trauma wouldn't have even happened. And that's why you should constantly, if you're a teenager, you're listening to me, constantly reinvent yourself, constantly invest in yourself. There's a popular saying by one of my favorites or one of the people that I really admire. His name is John Obidi. And this popular saying is, you will not be young forever. I know that you're in your teenage age, you're like, oh, I cannot wait to finish secondary school so that I can be wearing the things that big girls used to wear, so I can be tagging, I can be doing this, I can be doing that. And you're telling you cannot wait. Let me tell you something. All those things that you're looking at, they are fickle. They will pass. In fact, you will look back if you ever did them. You will look back and be like, what was I even doing all those periods? I remember when I started using social media newly. I think I started using social media in 2013, and at the time I finished secondary school. And in fact, it was even around that time that I got my first smartphone. And I'll be like, this thing was intoxicating. I would just want to go online. I want to check something. I want to post. I want to. It's 2013 till now is 10 years. Sometimes when Facebook reminds me of the things that I posted 10 years ago, I used to be like this because I'm like, so it's me that posted this thing. Because they were nothing, like they were nonsense. And that's how some of you are going to you're just going to be whiling away time. Oh, I just want to live my life. I'm Gen Z, I'm this one. There is no time. Let me tell you, the same way your biology clock is ticking is the same way if you do not take time to invest in yourself, your time that you're supposed to use to invest in yourself as a young person is going to pass. You need to come to that point where you're constantly investing in yourself. Is it going to be easy? No. Hard work, the way it is called hard work, is hard, but the result is going to speak. I know some of my secondary school mates that I'm not trying to boast or anything. Like, we can't speak on the same platform. It's just what it is. And it's not because they are not educated or anything. But based on the way I am, God has helped me to grow myself to this point. There are certain things that there are certain people that they might not be able to reach, that God has given me the privilege to reach them. And it's not me trying to like undermine or underestimate what they are doing. They're probably doing well for themselves. I'm not so much in contact with some of my secondary school mates. And that's another thing. 20 children do not play together for 20 years. There are different things that will separate. You see that your best friend that you're seeing, oh, she's my best friend, is my best friend. In 20 years, if your goals and your vision do not align, you guys will part ways. And that's the way life is. When I was in secondary school, I used to be in a clique of 6 friends. But today, I'm not even in contact. I'm in contact with just maybe one of them. And it's not like we talk like that. I'm not sure we've spoken in like 4 months. And that's just life. Because our goals do no longer align. They're not going to where I'm going to. I'm not going to where they are going to. So we have to part ways. And it's not because I am a wicked person or they are wicked people. No, it's just the way life is. You need to come to that point to understand that you are in this life. See, everybody's going to give account of themselves by themselves. You're not going to say God is my friend. You know when you were born by your mom, you were not born with your friend. So why would you allow your friend to lead you astray? You need to come to that point where you're constantly investing in yourself. If you see anybody that is not in tune or whose journey is not in line with yourself, just leave them and go. And it's not because they are wicked people or you're a bad person. It's just that your goals do not align. All right? So let's move forward. What then is the major ingredient that you need to develop yourself so that you can fulfill your purpose? And it's just one thing. That thing is called reinvention. Someone should type that in the comments. Reinvention. 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 I hope you're following because I can't really see comments, so I don't know. But I hope you're following, and so far you've gotten something of all the things that I have shared. So, like I said, the major ingredient when it comes to developing yourself is called reinvention. Thank you very much. Reinvention. And what does reinvention mean? Reinvention is simply a combination of before and invention. So it's a process where you are constantly finding out something unique about yourself to work on. Reinventing yourself is there's a point you will get to where the knowledge that you have now will become nothing. And when I say it will become nothing, it's not like it won't matter, but it will not be a major ingredient for the next level of your life. So you need to constantly reinvent yourself. You need to constantly come to that point where you are trying to learn something. You're trying to find out something new about yourself that you can work on. And that's why you see some people, you see, for instance, Let me give you example of Dangote. When it started, most of us we knew him for cement. Before you know it, he added food stuff like salt, pasta, spaghetti still pasta, macaroni, you know, Indomie. I even heard they have Indomie now. They even have Bako bag. Can you see the process? But when it started out, most person just knew for cement. And just yesterday, he launched his oil refinery. You can see that is what reinvention is. It's not I am going to be a medical doctor and that is it. A time is coming where you see those things that you think medical doctors do, something might have to replace them. And no, it's not because they are not you don't have knowledge in these things. It's just that you need to constantly reinvent yourself to the point that you become globally relevant. Remember, I said something when I started that there's an outreach we are going for in 2 days' time or 3 days' time, where I want to speak to secondary school students on how to deploy your talents for global relevance. So I'm just going to infuse that at this point. So one of the things that I stated specifically while I was preparing the notes for that outreach was there's a point where you need to get to in your life that you need to constantly grow. You need to constantly change. And that's because the people or the world you are in is constantly evolving. Before now, so many people don't know what AI is. But now AI is everywhere. AI this, AI that, AI that. There's ChatGPT. ChatGPT is now you can type anything, like literally anything, anything. In fact, it's looking like the work of copywriters. ChatGPT has taken it. The work of ghostwriters. ChatGPT has taken it. It's just for you to send specific commands, and it will give you exactly what you want. Ah, yes, the only thing you're going to do is to edit and just take out some few things. But the major work is off your chest, so you don't need to pay anybody. Are you seeing? So you need to constantly reinvent yourself so that you can be ahead of the world that you are living in. Because you cannot be behind. In fact, let me give you a shocker. Some of you that are going to the university, some of the things that is in the syllabus for the course they want to teach you is already outdated. You don't need that. That knowledge cannot work in this present day. And that's why you need to constantly be ahead of them. You need to constantly learn what is going to help you. So that by the time before you even finish university, you have something that you are doing. You're not waiting, oh, when I finish, one of my uncle has promised me job. They have not disappointed you. You will see disappointment, pro max. But if you are someone who has taken reinvention as something very important to their life, you are not going to worry about all of these things. So you need to constantly reinvent yourself. You need to constantly discover something about yourself. There's something that I heard that changed my life completely. And it says, passion changes with time. Passion changes with time. And let me give you a typical example. When I started out my creative journey in 2018, I used to tell people that time that, oh, I'm just about impacting lives. I don't care about the money. I just want to impact people. Because why? I was so passionate. But trust me, I was so passionate, but I was broke. I didn't have money. I would host online classes. I would teach hundreds of people. The first group chat that I opened at the time that I was teaching people, it was called Oasis of Life. And at some point, we grew up to like, I think 250 persons on that group. And at that time, WhatsApp takes about 200 and something, 235 or something. But out of this 200 something, 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 I would every day, every weekend, that Saturday, I'll be teaching them. I'll be pouring out my heart because I was so passionate. During the week, I would, just do something entertaining so that they can participate. I was doing this thing. I was pouring out all my life. My resources, I would buy data. I would be doing all of these things until one day I was broke. I did not have money. So now I am doing those things that I am still very passionate about, which has evolved over time, but now I am getting paid for it. And that is what reinvention is. Reinvention gives you an edge. It helps you see beyond where people are thinking. When people are thinking, oh, let us do some, that's why sometimes some people will just start WhatsApp class and they'll be inviting people, please come and speak on my platform, please come and speak on. Meanwhile, you have not paid, you have not invested in those platforms yet. People, you have not built authority. See, you need to build authority to the point that when they are looking for something or one area in your niche or whatever, they will not ignore you. By God's grace, I want to that point where when they are saying talent developer, talent manager, talent coach in Africa. Let me start with Africa first. I'm not doing it in Nigeria, I'm doing it in Africa. They are saying top three. They are mentioning Juliet Ike as the top three. That is where I'm aiming for. And I will surpass it because it's got to a point. You are mentioned top talent manager in the world. There's no way you will not mention Juliet Ike. So you need to come to that point where you're constantly reinventing yourself. And that's where the knowledge I have today is not what I learned 6 years ago. It's because I am constantly learning. I am constantly developing. I am always in and out of taking courses. I finished university since 2018. So is there enough reason for me to say, me and book, we're not doing anything again? Or no? Currently, I'm enrolled in almost, I cannot count the number of courses that I'm enrolled in. I'm learning cybersecurity at the moment. I'm learning digital product management. I'm learning so many courses. I'm in mentorship for FCMB, Chief Ventures mentorship. I just learned project management weeks ago. So I am not going to say, oh, I just said where I see myself. So I will not put my hand and say, I am going to be the top talent developer in the world. And I'm not doing anything. I must be joking if I don't do that. So you too, you must be joking if you say, I want to become the most successful and you're not improving on yourself. You're not taking time to improve, to invest in yourself. You must be joking because the world does not revolve around your desires. Nobody is saying, oh, we are waiting for blessing. We are just waiting for blessing to just come. They're not waiting for you. They're waiting for the next person that will take charge. So you need to come to that point where you're constantly reinventing yourself, constantly developing yourself, constantly learning, constantly improving on yourself. You should not be comfortable with where you are. Sometimes people look at my bio and like, you have achieved a lot. In my head, I know that I've not achieved anything because I know where I am going to. So every day I am reminded of the fact that I need to learn something. I need to do something that will push me forward. I need to do something that will help me get to that top that I am aiming. I need to do something every day. And that's why today, like, there are certain things, have you not noticed that there are certain things that used to be very valuable before that are no more valuable now? Some time ago, I just sat down and I remember there was one time they used to do phone booths. I don't know if some of you were born at the time, but I'm not saying this because I'm very old anyway. So the phone booth is you want to make call, you have to go to like someone's place that has airtime, that has SIM card and phone, and you make the call. Now, if you are doing that now, nobody is going to patronize you because almost everybody have a phone. If it's not even, let's not talk about people that have smartphone. I'm talking of normal phones. So now you can even get phones at 3,000, 5,000. So that business, people that are doing that business, they can no longer do it now because nobody is going to any shop to go and make calls to pay you for it. I think that time they used to pay 1 minute you pay, before it was 20 naira. 1 minute you pay like 15 naira. Later it increased to like 15 naira. But with time, that business faded out. The same way when it comes to opening of email. Before, I can still remember this. So when I was in school, I think I was in my 100 level. And when it was 2015 when I was in my 100 level or 2014. either of them. I was my 100 level. And I remember vividly, I was in one cyber cafe one day and somebody said, I want to open email. And they said it's 200. Now, I can open, no, everybody can open email with their phone. They don't need to go to any cyber cafe to open any email. So that business has folded up. And email is something I can even open within in 3 minutes. I've opened email. So if I even knew that time when I was in school, and that time I think I even had the smartphone, I would have been opening email for people and be collecting money now. It's not to open email. But now the business is not like people that are doing that business, they can no longer sell because everybody we now know how to open email. Even if you don't know, maybe you don't have a smartphone, at least you have somebody that you can reach out to. But it's not like it's a business that people cannot leverage on. It's no longer a business. And that's the same way some of these professions are going to be with time. And you hear we don't hire. In fact, there's going to come a time, and this is something that I heard from a lecturer when I was in school. And he said there's going to come a time in Nigeria that if you don't have an MSc, they cannot hire you for a job. Now they are still saying do your NYSC before we can take you. And before they can even take you, they're telling you must have 6 years experience and you must be less than 25 or 24. Tell me, with the school system in Nigeria, where you are your 100 level, you are 16, or let me say you are 15. God helps you, you were 15 when you got into your university. You got into the university. In your 100 level, as you went on strike and you spent 2 years at home, how many? How old are you then? 19. You now finish your 100 level in your 19th year, in your 19th age, or 19th year, whichever one. And maybe your course, God now help you that your course is 4 years course. So that 19 plus 3, that's 21. Before you now do your clearance, you now go for service, let's say 22. That's the only time that you can probably fit into that. And by that probably fit into that age range, you don't even have the experience because all through the time you were learning. Can you see? But with proper reinvention, you are ahead. So they are telling you we cannot hire you because you just have a certificate. You're telling them I have professional certification. I have experience. I've worked with this organization as a volunteer. You're telling them I have done this over the years. If you look at my CV, you think I've worked all my life. If I show you my CV, you think I've been working all my life. And most of these things, or most of the experiences I have written on my CV, are based on the things that I did while I was in school. I used to tell people that I wasted my university days because I didn't really do so much things. But I didn't really do so much, but I still served. I served from my 200 level to my final year. I served in my fellowship. I served in the Joint Christian Campus Fellowship. I think I took about 2 professional courses while I was in school as an undergraduate. But some persons they'll say, oh, it's my BSc, only my BSc. Okay, only your BSc. Come out and look for job with the stale knowledge that they taught you in your university days. Let me see who want to hire you. They're telling you, they're giving you examples of 1980 something. It's no longer relevant now. And no, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you the urgency for the need for you to reinvent yourself every time. Things are changing. So many things. I just talked about AI. Like AI came and swept so many copywriters. Right now, I don't think I need a copywriter except if I just want to hire somebody. But that's aside the fact that I'm a certified copywriter. But aside that, like I can't really live my life only saying, oh, I'm a copywriter. That's the only thing that I do. No, you need to add something to what you are doing. So you need to add the knowledge that you have because you can't stay above with this kind of knowledge. That's where reinvention is constantly developing yourself, constantly investing in yourself to the point that you become so relevant. And that is the way you live a life of purpose. Your fulfillment of purpose is not overnight. It's not, oh, I have God. Yes, you have God, but you are living in a world that is governed by principles. You're living in a world that is governed by different forces. So you need to come to the point of agreeing that you're not living in this world, that everybody is not as spiritual as you are. So the same position you are fighting for, there are so many people that are fighting for it. I used to say something, everybody is using something. You cannot say, oh, I'm just there. You're not here, you're not there, you're neither cold nor hot. They will spit you out as nothing. They will trample on your head as nothing. So you need to constantly stay above. And for you to stay above, you need to invest in yourself, invest in your mind, invest in your knowledge, invest in the things that you know. Let it not be that all the things that you know is just school, school, school. It's just what they taught you in school. Go beyond it. Read books. Read books on time management. Read books on emotional intelligence. Read books that will change your life. So that by the time you go out there and you are talking to people, even though you might not be able to speak good, correct English, but you are talking sense. They're having conversation with you and know that this one, no, this one is exposed. There's certain things, there's certain conversations that you can never find me engaging in. And that's because of the non the privilege I've had for some knowledge I'm exposed to. Sometimes the way I teach, you can't find anybody that is teaching this way. And that's because God has helped me to carve out a niche for myself. And that's why I don't see anybody as my competitor. I'm just living my own life, being on my own track, being on my own lane, and just moving and allowing God to lead me. So you need to come to that point that you're telling yourself, this me that I'm seeing now, I need to improve on this me so that my tomorrow will be better. You cannot use, like I said something like that, you cannot use the same knowledge that you have now. You cannot use it for tomorrow, for your next level. It might not be needed for your next. You need to constantly improve on yourself. When I started my organization, I started it as Ink Bled Africa. I said something earlier that I started a WhatsApp group and we grew up 200 and something. So that WhatsApp group has grown over the years. Now we have over 7,000 members in that community. And when I started the community, it was named Ink Bled Africa. And with time, we have to evolve. We have to reinvent ourselves. The vision is still the same. The goal is still the same. But the system that we are using in accomplishing or actualizing our goals has evolved. And that's because of the world we are living in. You need to constantly evolve. I said the vision and the goal is still the same thing, and that's because purpose does not change with time. It is you that you need to constantly develop yourself to the point that you can live out that purpose. Your purpose, like I said, is to know God and to make Him known. So every day, the vision is still the same.
Okay, good. Can anybody hear me? I think our speaker's network is off. Okay, let me be sure if anybody can see hear me in the chat box. Okay, our speaker is talking about developing yourself for the fulfillment of purpose. Okay, I guess it's our network. Okay, so can you still follow me? Can you still hear me? While we try to get her back. Okay, yes, Bimzula. All right. So tell me what you are learning. Can someone just share in the chat box what you are learning, what you've learned so far? She has been talking about reinvention, and she also mentioned about the constant need for us to improve. That development is a journey, it's not a destination. All right. So she's back online. I'll bring her back in the next few minutes. So for now, just share what you are learning so far. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry about that.
All right.
Um, I will just have to wrap up immediately
Okay.
because
All
yeah.
right. You can go
So
ahead.
like I said, you just constantly reinvent yourself. So I was trying to share that my organization, we've evolved over time, even though our vision and our goals have been the same. All right. So it just shows you that your vision, your purpose in life does not change. You are the one that needs to improve on yourself, constantly improving on yourself. so that you can match up with the expectation of what your purpose has. All right. So we've been able to evolve since 2020 when we created like the Facebook community for it, and we've grown. And like I said, we are over 7,000 members now. All right. So you need to come to that point where you take reinvention so seriously. And that will be the end for this session. Please, if you have questions, you can drop it in the comments. Thank you so much, Monikaya, for having me.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much. This is a powerful session. Thank you very much for the powerful words. I love you kept repeating reinvention, and that's really key because you said you made mention that life is a journey and not just a destination. That developing yourself, your camera, can you just is somehow twisted? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. So you kept mentioning that development or developing oneself is a journey, not a destination, and it's important we
Yeah.
keep reinventing ourselves. And I can see that through my own life journey, as you have shared your life journey too. That I kept improving myself. There are sometimes I have to. I remember the group I'm managing now for our volunteers. I had to read books about how to manage people, how to work team together. How to put team together and work with them to achieve a goal. I have to read those things just to improve myself, to fulfill what I'm doing about my purpose. Okay. So as young people, we shouldn't stop when we finish school. Okay. Life is a journey, and our journey of life, our journey of purpose must be coupled with constant reinvention. Okay, developing yourself for the fulfillment of God's purpose for your life. So thank you very much, Juliet. Can you still hear me? Okay, it seems something is wrong with the network. Okay, I hope you've all learned something this afternoon. I hope you've all learned something this afternoon. So Juliet Ike just spoke about developing yourself for the fulfillment of your purpose. Okay, and I was sharing a story actually, and I graduated in 2018 too. Okay, and I remember after graduation, like while preparing for to go for NYC, a friend of mine called me. So during that time, I used the opportunity to start reading books, learning things. Because I know where I am going. I know the vision God has for my life. I know He has called me to fulfill a purpose. So during that time, I came to Lagos, okay, and I was spend the time developing myself, okay, reading books, taking courses. Then one day, a course mate in school called me and asked that, how are you doing? What are you doing? He said, what are you doing? So I told him I'm reading. He said, what are you reading for? But we are done with school. So it's a very so it tells about the mindset people have. Okay, they believe that school is where you read and develop yourself, but outside school there's nothing. But like our speaker have said this afternoon, he said life is a journey. Developing yourself is a journey. Okay, as long see you have so much inside of you. Okay, even the entire of your existence is not enough to really discover and develop what you have inside of you. So as young people, we must always learn towards find how we can develop ourselves after discovering your purpose. All right, you must discover those gifts and talents you have and find ways to always what learn taking courses. Currently, she mentioned I'm currently taking course on project management, and that is just to improve my knowledge as regards the project I'm currently working on. Okay, I remember in 2020, I took a course on digital marketing. I spent about 6 months. I got the course on Udemy, and I spent about 6 months during the pandemic, okay, and the lockdown to just learn about digital marketing. And that helped me increase the work I do on Moody Codes. Because of the knowledge, I know I love inspiring people, but I want more people around the world to see what I am doing, to know what I am doing, to get inspired by what I am doing. But I didn't just put my hands waiting for that magic to happen. I had to take the course on Udemy and spend about 6 months learning it and applying what I'm learning to build Moody Codes. And because of that knowledge that I gained through what I learned, okay, I was able to improve something about the follower of 30,000 people to over 100 and over 280,000 followers now, just because of knowledge. Okay, so as young people, we must keep reinventing ourselves, building yourself, learning. Okay, learning. All right. So I know you've gained something this afternoon. I know you've learned one or two things. If you love singing, if you know you have called to sing and bless me with your voice, you must learn how to what practice, develop yourself, go for singing classes, go for learn how to. There are courses online. Thank God for courses online. There are free courses, there are paid courses. All right, and someone said something. I can remember someone said something that growing will cost you, okay, but not growing will cost you more. All right, growing will cost you, but not growing will cost you. So be ready to invest in your growth, okay? Be ready to invest in developing and improving yourself. All right. So there's no question for now. So do you have any final words before we just like if you want to give an advice to a young person who is just confused about where to start? Is there any final words you can give to that young person if someone is listening and you said, I've learned about purpose, you've told us about how we can invent ourselves. Okay, where should I start from? Like, can you just give like a some that a young person listening that can just start from? Okay,
Okay.
did you get my question?
Yes, I did. I did. So I'll just say this. So in 2021, I was going through a reinvention state, and I was speaking with different coaches, mentors, and all. And at some point, I got very confused. But one of the things that helped my life was journaling. So everything that has been taught here, everything that you have learned, get a book, start writing them down. Okay, this is what I have learned about purpose. This is what I've learned about developing myself and all of that. Write them out, like every single thing. Write all of them out. By the time you're done writing them out, now start asking yourself, so what is the most important thing or the first step I need to take from these things that I have written down? What are the things that I need to do? Start writing them down. So by the time you've been able to pour out all the things that you know and come to that point where you want to start taking actions, you would be able to pick from all of the things that you've written. The first thing you're supposed to do, all right? So some of it maybe you're not supposed to reinvent now. Maybe you're supposed to build on what you know now, all right? But with time, by the time it's just like the way the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, that either I read it might run with it. So it is written. So you know already where you're supposed to start from. You know exactly what you're supposed to do next. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. Okay, if I do this now, in the next 3 months, this is the next thing for me to do. All right. So it's going to help you a lot. So embrace journaling. Right now, I would say that I'm a very up to the game journaler. I don't know if that there's any word like that or journal person, but I am trying my best. See, it's not about you saying I've come to the point where I have been able to conquer this. No, it's about you saying every single day I'm going to put in efforts or make an attempt to improve or to do something. It's the little things. Yesterday, I heard something very powerful from Blessing Abeng. She's a brand strategist because apart from talent management, I'm a brand strategist. So one of the things I learned, she said, sometimes we underestimate what a day can do, and we underestimate what a year can do. And that's why some persons at the beginning of the year they're saying new year, new me. But they end up being the same person at the end of that year. Why? Because there was no intentional approach to it. They just feel like, oh, because it's a new year, things are supposed to change. No, it's the same you that you yourself, did you change from last year to this year? You did not change. Your body size probably did not change. But it is your intentional effort to say, oh, I need to improve on this thing. That is what make your year transformational. That is what make your year new. It's not by saying, oh, it's a new year, I'm going to. No, new year does not guarantee changing. If you are not intentional about it, you're not going to change. So everything that you have heard, write them down, journal, and constantly start putting in or making an attempt to improve on those things. All right. So you can learn more also with my book. That's an additional.
Can you share the book like and where can they find the book?
Okay. It's on Seller. I can send Mordecai
The link.
the link for you to make a purchase, and if you want to do a direct transfer as well, I will send him the details. So, it's a book. It's something that you can read on one sitting. Trust me, it's not really voluminous. Every point there is just there clearly. So it's called "I Wish I Knew This Before," and this is a book I wrote because I was trying to like share my story, my journey, as my creative process, the mistakes I've made, and how you should not make that same mistake. So that's what the book is about. If you're looking to move from one step to another, you're looking to get clarity and just transform, looking for something that will just transform your life or moving from where you are to the next step of your life, like the biggest break of your life, you need to get the book. It goes for 2,000 naira, but I can give the grace for people. That's why I'm just going to share my account detail instead because with the link you're going to pay 2,000 naira. So I'm going to share my account detail to Mordecai. So because you're on
Yeah.
this live stream and you're on this community, I'm going to give it to you for 1,000 naira. But originally the book is 2,000 naira. All right, and you can get it from now till the end of. I'll give an extension till tomorrow, so you can get it for 1,000 naira. But after then, it's 2,000 naira.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I'm going to share it on the group. And I hope you've learned something this afternoon. She has shared a lot of things. For those who will be watching this replay, do well to like drop some things you are learning as you are watching, okay? And for those who are here, like, can you help me appreciate our speaker for this afternoon, Juliet Ike, for empowering us and blessing us with from a wealth of wisdom. I've learned a lot,
Thank you.
especially in the area of invention, and I've gotten something that will even apply to my own self. Okay, because nobody's an island of knowledge. You must keep improving. You must keep learning to really fulfill God's purpose for your life. And okay,
And that's why I will need
Adewale,
the replay for this. I'll need the
all right,
replay for this session so that
yes,
I too can learn from myself.
great, great. So it'll be live here, it'll be available here on our YouTube channel. So thank you very much. And
Okay.
this is
Please
Things of
make sure
Purpose.
to share the link to me.
All right, I'll do that. Okay. So thank you everybody for joining us this afternoon. And this is Things on Purpose. And what we do is inspire young people. We are raising our purpose-driven leaders who become our agents of positive change. And one way we do that is to equip them with knowledge and skills like we are learning today on how they can start impacting their world. Okay. And I'm sure what you've learned this afternoon, you are going to find a way to apply to your life. Okay, to improve what you do and fulfill God's purpose for your life. All right. Bimisola is saying thank you, Ms. Juliet Ike. We are so grateful. Glad.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
great.
you
Thank you
for
very much.
having me.
So, yeah, so till we see next month, I'll be getting a link from her and I'll share it on the group. Okay, so you can get the book. I'm sure it's going to greatly help you. And once again, thank you everybody for joining us this afternoon. Juliet Ike, thank you so much for like honoring this invitation. Okay, I really
Thank you for
appreciate.
having me.
Yeah, so till we see next month, enjoy the rest of your week. Bye bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.